Hello, welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing okay. On today's lesson will be arithmetic operation or operation on real numbers, which will be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we will talk about these four methods here. These are the core four methods or the application of math. So we said like it's a backbone of math. We use it no matter where. We will use these for operation. So let's start up. Addition is the process of adding two or more numbers or two or more objects of same kind. This same kind is a keyword right here because we cannot add, for example, real number with a complex number until we convert one of them to other kind. Or we can say, for example, two glasses with three bottle of milk. We cannot simply do that. Just to say it, like we write them as a notation will be, we have two kind of notation, horizontal and vertical. A plus B is they're called addends, and this is a plus sign. Plus is the addition sign, and C is here result. And that A, B, C, they're all integers. Or you can say like they're all real numbers. So example 2 is same kind of that. We have like it's a whole number or natural number. It's either. So real number, so we add 2 to 3, we'll get 5. It's still a number which works out same way as this way. This way I like it better because it's kind of easier to do it. And yeah, as I said before, we can add same kind of objects too. 2 glasses plus 3 glasses. I have 2 glasses and somebody gifted me 3 more glasses of, so I have totally 5 glasses. There are some things that I said we cannot do it, and we cannot add different numbers or objects together. 3 men and 5 apples, we cannot just add them. It's unaddable because these are totally different items here. Let's move on to examples. 1 plus 2, we can write it down as here 2. So 1 plus 2 is simple, it's 3. Same thing here, 3. So we add ones to ones. That's the key. And here is getting a little bit tricky. Ones are here like 0, and you add 0 and 3 together will be 0 and 3 is 3. And 4 and 3, 4 plus 3 will be 7. So the answer is 73 right there. I can still write down this one right here. 33 and 40 are addends. So put plus sign here. 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. So 73. Okay, so let's move on here. Since we only have one number here and 3 right here, so this will add up to the first number in here. So it will be 3 plus 0 is 3. 5 plus nothing in there. 5 plus nothing in there. It will be 553 will be the answer right here. So this can be written as this one too right here. Let's go. 550 plus 3. So 0 before a whole number doesn't mean anything. So you can just, for example, you can do that. 3 plus 0 is 3. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. So in this thing, this notation, this is equal sign. And here we already have an equal sign. So we're not talking about decimal. We are talking about whole numbers. If you put a 0 in front of a whole number, it will not make any difference. But just for simplicity, we get rid of these things, not to confuse people. So, oops, my bad. So we just go that way. Okay, so another example will be, for example, 30 plus 50,000. That is not right, so mistake here. So it'll be 30 and 50,000. So we will start from here, right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50,000 right here. We can do that way. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 0 is 3. There is nothing to add. There is nothing to add. Bring it there. So 50,030 is the answer for that. Now how we do it this way, the horizontal way. So you add the first number to the first number will become 0 plus 0 is 0. I'm writing it down here because this number is longer, so it might take a space. 3 plus 0 is 3. There is nothing to add to this number, so we write it down right as it is. Nothing to add to this number, write it down as it is. Nothing to here too, so it'll be 50,030. So they're both the same answers here. They should match. Not this one actually. These two should match here. These are same thing. Okay, so this is kind of tricky right here. So if somebody give us a question like that, how will we deal with that? The first thing we will do is put him in the order. Every number should be starting from the right to the left, and we write it down in ones to ones, 10 to 10, 100 to 100, and 1,000, and then like 10,000. So if I add it vertically right now like that, in this column for example, for now it'll be wrong because I have everything messed up. So let's rearrange this thing. So to do that it'll be like one. Let's say rearrange it. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 will become under 5, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 7, then 3, then 9, then 3, 1, 5. If I add them together, 5 and 9 is 14, 21, 24, 29. So there'll be 9, 2 will go here, 6 and 8, 14, 17 and 1, 18, 8, 1 will go here, 4 and 7 will be 11, 11 and 9 will be 20, 2 will go here, 2 and 2, 4, 4 and 6 will be 10, 1 will come here, be 1. It will be 11,089. And whereas this example, so this is simply, we can just move on from the top to the bottom because everything is lining up right. So let's add them together. 6 to 8 and 14, 23, 25. 5, 2 will go right here. 7, 8, 13, 21, 22. 2 will go here. 6, 15, 19 and 26. 5, 13, 16. 1 will go here. 3 and 7 will be 10. And 1 will go here, will be 1 and 1 will be 2. So this will be answer right here. So we can just do that. Will be 206,000 206,625. Okay, so move on to subtraction. Before we move on, just we'll have to make sure that how is the question written. If it is written in this kind, we have to convert it to this kind. Right is as that. as this one, so we can add them. Otherwise you will be confused which one should be added, because we don't want to go from left to right, we want to go from right to left in math. We're talking about the real numbers, not the variables. So we'll talk about variables when we get to the algebra part of it. Okay, so talk about subtraction. Subtraction is the opposite of addition, which is in addition we added same kind of numbers or objects, and here we what we do is we take one from one number or one object from the other number or other object. So our subtraction is a mathematical process where we can take a number or amount or an object from another. So as I said, that should be the same kind, otherwise it will not work. Or we can convert it to make it related to each other. There is something note for the beginners of the math classes. We should know this thing, because to get a positive result, our minuend should always be bigger than subtrahend. So subtrahend is this guy, and minuend is this guy. Minuend is the number is getting minus from. So this is the bigger number, this will be the smaller. So if we minus or subtract smaller number from a bigger number, our result will be, our difference will be positive number. As an addition process, we can still write them down in two ways: horizontal way and vertical way. As I said, I go by this way because it will make it easier if I do it, because it can work perfectly fine with 1 to 2 or 3 digits, but if you go more than that, get confusing. But this one you can just follow the trend. So a minus b, this is a minus sign here, is subtraction sign or subtraction. This is a minuend, and this is called like subtrahend. So this is being minus subtracted from minuend here, and the result is called difference or result of subtraction. Example: 3 minus 2 is 1. We know that. You have 3 apples, you take 2, you ate 2 of them, so you have 1 left. So same thing right here. So 500 minus 30. So there is a tricky question. So 0 minus 0 is 0, there is nothing in there. So we cannot we have 0 money, we just spend 0, there is nothing left. I have 0 money, I have no money, and I didn't go to shop, so I'm still in the same condition. We cannot minus 0 minus 3, there is no way we can do that, but we can just borrow 1 from this guy, and this will become 10 now. So 10 minus 3 will be 7, and we had 5, but we got 1 from here, so it will be 4 right now. 470. So write it down this way too. Minuend always goes to the top, and we also have to remember that ones goes to the ones and tenths go to the tens. Minus, we always put this sign because that's what define the operation. 0 minus 0, 0 subtract 0 is 0. We cannot do 0 minus 3, but we will have to borrow 1 from here. That will become 10. So it'll be 10 minus 3 will be 7, and we have 4 left here, so 470. All right, let's move on to the next example, number 3. It's a little bit, that's what I said, like the vertical kind of get challenging or a little bit confusing. We will do both ways since I wrote it here. So we have our minuend is a larger number, and our subtrahend is a smaller number, so we can still deal with it. 0 minus 0 is 0, nothing. 0 minus 0, nothing. Now we have a third number is 0, and third digit here is 5. So we cannot do it. So we got to do here. We got to borrow 1 from here. That will become 7. This will become 10, but we got to borrow 1 for that. It will become 9, and this will become 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Now we have 9 here because there is nothing to subtract. We pull 9 back, and 7 right here. So it'll be 79,500. Let's write it down the other way. So 80,000 minus 500. Minus right here, we gotta put the subtraction. 0 in 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0. We cannot do 0 from 5 from 0, so we'll have to borrow, do some lending here. This 8 will lend here, that'll become 10, but this 10 will go give 1 to this guy, or so it'll become what? It'll become 9, and this will become 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. And we will bring 9 back together, and this will become 79,500. Let's pause this video if you can solve this problem here for a second. All right, let's solve it. We'll come back. 0 minus 5, we cannot do it. We have to do some borrowing here again. This will become 8 because we got 1 here. And this will become 15, but we have to get 1 to here. That will become 14. Take it back. We don't have to do it for this one because this is already a bigger number. So we'll borrow 1 from here. This will become 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 10. Okay, so we'll borrow 1 from here. We'll borrow 1 from here to there. And so this will be eventually borrowing from here. So this will become 4, and this will become 9, this will become 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 4, because we have nothing in there, so we'll bring 4 back, and 9 back too. So 9,465. Or we can write it down this way. So we have nothing, we have 0, and we cannot spend 5, so we have to borrow from here. And this will have to borrow from here. So this will become 4, this will become 9, and this will become 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. That's 6. That is 6. That will become 4, and that's 9 already because 9,465. Example number 5. It's a big number. See if you guys can try this number. I will do it only vertically here. So let's help me out here. Let's see. 3, 3. That's 123,456,789. Minus would be 89,873. So we will do number by number. 9 minus 3 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1. 7 minus 8, we cannot do it, so there'll be 17 here. 17 minus 8 will be what? 9. So we already borrowed 1 from here, so this becomes 5. So 5 minus, we cannot do it, so we'll have to borrow 1 from here. It'll be 15 minus 9 will be 6. Now we have 4 right here. We cannot do it because we borrowed 1 from here, it will be 14. 14 minus 8 will be 6. Now we have nothing in there. We'll write down that as it is. 3, 2, 1. So it'll become 123,466,916. That is 123,466,916. Let's check my answer here. 89873. So yes, I got the 123 million. There is something missing. 89873. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so let's check it out again. 9 minus 3 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1. Okay, so we got third digit. We have a smaller number, bigger number there. So 17 minus 8 is 9. That's good. Now we got since we borrowed the 15 minus 9 is 6. That is right. And now we got a 14. We had borrowed here, so it'll be 4. We borrow 1 from here. It'll be 14 minus 8 will be 6 also. But we borrowed here, so that become 3, not 4 actually. This is 3. See, mistake happens. So now it's good. Alright, now let's move on to multiplication. Okay, so the definition will be the process of calculating the product of two or more numbers or items. Or short way of repeated numbers of addition is called multiplication. The process of calculating the product of two or more numbers are called multiplication. That's one definition. Or short way of repeated numbers of addition is called multiplication. I'll explain this in a minute. So the notation will be A. This is we say like times. X is times. This is a multiplication. A is multiplicand, and this is a multiplicator. The second one is the multiplicator. So that's what we multiply in that number too. And the outcome or result is product. So we can write it down as both way, and I like this way better in here because it helps a lot. So do example, please. Let's do example. So 3 times 5. So what does that mean? We can do, like as I said, second definition, 3 times 5. Or 5 times 3, sorry. You can do both way, 5 plus 5 plus 5. So 3 times 5, 3 times 5s, or 5 times 3s, they're equal. 3 plus 3 is 6, 9, 12, 15. 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15 too. So that is our first definition. Says like, the process of calculating the product of two or more items or numbers are called multiplication. The process of calculating the product, this is the product of two numbers, are called multiplication. This is called multiplication, or the short way of repeated numbers of addition is called multiplication. So we had 5 times 3s right here. 5 times 3s are added together and we get 15. We can simply write down this one. So we have 3. How many times? 5 times. So 3 times 5 is 15. We can do it here. 5 times 3 is 15. Alright, so getting a little bit trickier. So there is a big issue here. So we have to start from the right to the right. 5 times 0 is 0. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. That's the rule of 0. 5 times 3 is 15. So we write it down as a whole number right there. So let's do it this way too. So you write it down right there. Put the product sign or the multiplication sign there. 5 times 0 is 0. If you have a nothing and then you multiply that by 5 times, you still have nothing. 5 times 3 is 15. So that's a match up. Now let's do a little bit complicated example. So move on to this one. 550 times 500. Multiplicand is 50 and multiplicator is 500. It's getting a little bit trickier, so it'll be a little bit harder to do it this way. Let's do it the vertical way. So you can do it this way, or you can do it same thing. Because it's a multiplication, it will give you the same exact answer. So let's do both. 0 times 0 is 0, so you have to go number to number, then you go this way. 0 times 5 is 0. Okay, so let's 0 times 5 is also 0. So 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is also 0. Now we move on to second number. 0 times 0 is 0. We write it down where we start from. 0 times 5 is also 0. Now we can do the third row or third number right here. So it'll be 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. So since we have nothing in there, we'll write down the whole number. Okay, 0 added up together. Now the second process will be adding them together. 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, 25 itself. So it'll be 25,000. Let's do the same thing here. So we change the multiplicand and multiplicator. So 0 times 0, so you multiply these together is 0, you multiply these together 0, multiply these together 0. So now you go from here, multiply this one by 0. 5 times 0 is 0, but you write it down with the digit you started from. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 5 is 25. 0, 0, so now then you add the product back. So 0 plus 0 plus 0, 25. So 25,000. No matter how you do it, you'll still have the same answer right here. It's kind of a little bit getting trickier right here. So I can't do it vertically, so I'll do it I cannot do it horizontally. I will do it vertically here. So 1 0 0 0 multiplication. Okay, so if you see some zeros there and you want to multiply those numbers, the easy rule is just ignore the 0 and multiply that number. So 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 to the 3 is 3. So you have that, and you just add those zeros right there. So whatever comes, that is your answer. 3,456,000. So that's right there. So here's a question for you guys. Please do this, and hopefully you get a good understanding of how to start it. So you start from the first digit to the first one, first to the second, first to the third, first to the fourth, and that's how so on you go. You write it down under each number, and once you solve it, please post your answer. Let's move on to the next thing. There is a trick that we can use here. It's only works in the same exact number with a 5 in the beginning of it. So for example, before I do that, let's say 15 times 15 is what? 225, right? So how will I know that quickly? So what I do, 1 times 1, let's do 1 times 1, the first number, and then add the same number to it. So it'll be 2. We do multiplication first, and 5 times 5 is 25. That's how we do it. But let's check if that works right here. So if this trick is right, so the answer should be 625, right? So let's check it. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 2 will be 6. And 5 times 5 is 25. So that's how we do it, and that will be just for being the easy answer. There is nothing wrong to do it the way it is, to do multiplication like that. 25 times 25, multiply them. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 here, 2 goes up right there. 5 times 2 is 10, 10 and 2 will be 12. 2 times 5 is 10, 0, 1 here. 2 times 2 is 2 and 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 and 1 will be 5. So let's go. It'll be 5 plus nothing will be 5. 2 plus 0 will be 2. 5 plus 1 will be 6. 625. So we get the same answer right there too. So the trick is multiply those two numbers, the beginner number together, then add the exact same number together. So 2 times 2 plus 2, and then multiply these two together, write them close to it. So that'll be 2 times 2 is what? 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 625. So that is just an answer. Tricky. A good trick to remember, just for our convenience. All right, let's go here. Number, so 12 times 12 is 144, plus 12 will be 156. 5 times 5 is 25. Check it by calculator if it is the same number. That is easy. Check it. Yes, I checked it. It's same. 1500. I'm sorry, 15,625. 15,625. That is correct answer. Okay, so some rules here. Any number multiplied by 0 is the product will be 0. That is, because see, any number that you multiply by 0, that's automatically 0. Any number multiplied by 1 is the same number, not other than 1. I mean, you can multiply 1 by 1, still be the 1. Any number that you multiply to 1 will give you the other number. For example, 9,890 times 1 will be still the same, 9,890. Alrighty, division. We'll move on to division. So division is one of the 4 basic operations of math in which we split of a specific amount into parts. So we split some numbers or some parts in an equal part there. That is the definition. We split some number, we split some amount, we split some objects into parts. So its notation will be this way. A divided by B is equal to give you the result or the quotient, and R is your remainder. A is called dividend, and this is a division process, and this B is divisor. We can write it down. This is an American book that I've studied here. It says like dividend will be A. It's kind of rude here. B will be on the left side. C, the quotient will be on the top of it, and the remainder will be always right here. So, and this is how I learned it overseas. This is our dividend, this is our divisor, this is our quotient, and the remainder will be here. So I'm used to this one. So let's see how that goes. So example number 10 will be 30 divided by 5. So how we do it? So 30, you can write it down. You can just simply say 30 divided by 5 is 6. That's easy, huh? So let's move on to something a little bit tricky. How can we do that? So if you divide 3050 by 501, so this is our dividend, this is your divisor, and the quotient will be here. So what has to go in there to give you that number? How so 3000. So I think you cannot divide. So let's start from the 3 number that we have. We cannot divide 305 by the 505. 305 cannot be divided by 501. So we'll add this number too. That will be 3000. My apologies. 3000 divided by 500. So I'm picking, if I do 6, if I pick 6 number there, number 6. So then if you divide 3000 by 500, 3050 by 501, and the quotient is 6, then what you do is multiply this number in the divisor and write it down back right here. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 5 is 30. So we go back to the simple subtraction right here. In multiplication, our last process is addition, and division is our last process will be minus, our subtraction. 10 minus 6 will be 4. We have 4 left here. So 44 is our remainder. It's because it's remainder because we cannot divide 44 by 500 or 501. Let's move on to second example. 440 divided by 33. So since we will pick, there are two numbers in divisor, we will pick two numbers here first. 44 can be divided by 33, which will go 1 in there. 1 times 33 will be 33. Correct? So what will we do? We minus that from here. 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. You bring that, you cannot divide 11 by 33, so you'll bring that 0 down. So 110 divided by 33, if you do 2, it will be 66, 3 will be 99. 66, 99, yeah, so the 3 will be right there. So if you do 3, so 3 times 3 will be 9. 3 times 3 will be 9. So 10 minus, now you do minus again. We'll borrow 1 here. Be 9 minus 9 is 0. It will be 10 minus 9 will be 1. Is that right? It's actually not right. Do minus. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 will be 10 minus 9 is 1. So 11. This is a remainder. Check your work with a calculator if you are not sure. Like I'm doing it right now. 440 divided by 33. So what I get is 13 whole number, and this is a remainder, 11. Okay, let's do it the way that I used to do it. So what I do, 440 is divider here, divisor here. So 44 goes into 33 one time. 1 times 33 will be 33. So now you minus this number, 4. 3 from 4 will be 1, 3 from 4 will be 1. You bring that 0 down because you cannot divide 11 by 33. So 110 divided by 33, it goes 3 in there. 3 times 3 will be 9, 3 times 3 will be 9. You do minus subtraction again, just subtraction again. 10 minus 9 will be 1. This will be 10 minus 9 will be 1. Remainder. Okay, so let's do this example. 10,231 divided by 51. So we write it down here as in the usual form. So we say like pick two numbers because this divisor is two number dividend. So if you pick 10 cannot be divided by 51, so let's pick one more. It will be 102 divided by 51 will become exactly 2. So it will be 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 5 is 10. So these cancels out. Now 31 cannot be divided, 3 cannot be divided by 51, so we bring 0 there, and also one more 0 there because these numbers cannot be divided. And you bring 31 down because you cannot be divided, so you just take 0 there. So this is your quotient and this is your remainder. Remainder is 31 because 0 to the left side of the whole number doesn't mean anything. Alrighty, please practice. Okay, move on to divide 450 by 41. You can say also the same thing, like somebody can give you answer like that, or they can do it like 450 divide by 41. You can say the same, these are the same thing. So let's do it. 450 divided by 41. We pick two numbers because there are two, so 45 will go into 41 once. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 4 is 4. So 5 minus, these are minus, 5 minus 4, 5 minus 1 will be 4, and it will be 0 right here. So what will happen, because since this cannot be divided, you take 0 right there. Because this number cannot be divided. So this number plus this number cannot be divided. If you have 40 cannot be divided, just take 0 there, and this will still become your remainder. They'll become your remainder. Okay, if you want to check your answer, you can check it always in practice, not in exam actually, because teacher will not like it. Okay, so 400 divided by 41 is actually uh, 1 times 4 is 4, 40. How is that possible? Not okay. 450 divided by 41. I did the subtraction there. So yes, this is right. What I did was a 450 instead of division. I said like 41. So I did subtraction, so that gave me a weird number. It'll give me 409, which is, it's different. It's subtraction. So don't pay attention here. This is just a calculation mistake I did in a calculator. So hopefully this thing gets easier on you. It's not hard. It just requires some practice. So this is a written question that usually people ask. So what quotient will we get if we divide 3050 by 45? So that means like, what is the result of dividing 3050 by 45? Same exact thing, same exact way. The quotient will still have to go there. There the divisor is 2 number, we pick 2 number first. So 30 cannot be divided by there. We can write 0 there technically, but as I said, 0 to the whole left side of the whole number doesn't mean anything, so we ignore it. So now we pick the second number. It will be 305. 305, that's 305 divided by 45. So that will give us let's see, 300 goes into 56 times. Think I can try 6, because if I go 7, it'll be 35, 7, it'll go more. So let's try 6. 6 will be, 6 times 5 is 30. So we pick 3 numbers, so you'll start from 3 number. 6 times 5 is 30, and we have 33 right here. 6 times 4 is 24, and 3 will be 27. 27 there. So 5 minus 0 is 5. 10 minus 7 is 3. So we have 0 right there. So we can bring that 0 down there, and it will be 350. 350 divided by 45. Since 6 gave us 270, so I think let's try 7 there then, because 7 times 5 is 40. 7 times 5 is 35. So 35 right here. 7 times 4 is 28, and 3 will be 31. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. There is nothing here. So 35 is your remainder. How to check your answer if it is right actually? So what you do, 67, the quotient, multiply that by 45. 5. So what do we do? 5 times 7 is 35. 3 goes right here. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 and 3 will be 33. 4 times 7 is 28. To go there. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 and 2 will be 26, right? 26. It will be 5, 11. 4, 6, 10. It'll be what? 3,000, what? 3,015 plus remainder is 35. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And we go to 4 and 1, it will be 50, 0, 3. So the answer is correct. So our question is correct. Question, we got the same answer there. Okay, so the example number 16 is, if the quotient from a division problem is 20, where divisor is 30, what value does the dividend has? Note, there should be no remainder, what it says, okay? So what number that we got a quotient of 20, the divisor is 30, what is our dividend? That says, like, what is our dividend? As I said, to check that thing, you multiply simply these two, remember, right there. So 20 times 30 should give you that answer. Should give you what? Should give you that dividend. So since it's a good problem, we have zeros there, so we multiply 2 times 3 will be 6. We add, each row has 0, so it'll be 600. So let's check it if it's the right answer actually. So 600 divided by 30. We pick two number because it is already two number in divisor. So 60 goes into 30 twice. So 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 3 is 60. 0 cannot be divided, so this will be 0. This 0 cannot be divided, we just pick it right there, the quotient. So that's exactly what we wanted. That's how we do it. Do you want more example here like that? So yeah, I think I want here some to mention. If you have a, for example, 30 in multiplication issue to multiply by like 50, so we ignore zeros here. If it's only one zeros, if it's only 0 at the end, we ignore them 0. If it is like that, 501, 100, then we cannot ignore this 0. We can ignore this 0. So we will still have to multiply this number. So we ignore this 0, will be 5. 1 times 501 will be 501. We just put this 0 right there. It will be 50,100. With here, we have 0 to the right side. We can just hide them and multiply these two numbers. 5 times 3 is 15. We have to put two zeros there. It will be 1500. So I hope you guys get some idea of the basic operation here of the math. If you have any question, please hit me with it. We'll try to solve it for you. Hope this video helps you understanding the base stuff here. In the next video, we will be talking about we will be moving to fractions.